What is up, everybody? Angry Narwhal here, doing yet another video. We're going with the Stanley Parable. Man, I cannot speak today. Save my life. This is the Ultra Deluxe Edition. I've never played this, but I have seen some like bits and pieces, so I kind of know a little bit what to expect.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I was doing an intro, Mr.
Stanley worked for
Narrator.
a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Squid Game
Employee number
vibes.
427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
I'm going to do everything I can to
Others
absolutely
might have
spite this
considered it
narrator for
soul-making,
interrupting me.
Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then
Am I
one
happy,
day,
though?
something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed
no
up to
orders
give him
to follow.
instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Now I'm gonna look around. Just to spite the narrator. Okay, fine.
All of his
Heavy
co-workers
gas.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, found the crouch button. Okay, so both these are crouch, I guess. Haha, turned off the computer. Can I do anything else? Trying to see anything I can do because I want to be as chaotic as possible. Fuck the computer.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Well, I want that computer. So you're gonna let me in. I am gonna spastically touch everything. Oh, I closed the door on myself.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nope.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Nope, I just wanted to go the opposite way that you wanted me to.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'm gonna go right past it. She's gonna just ignore narrator as much as possible. Hey, what's
Stanley
this?
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Narrator talking mad shit.
Look Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the
Jumping.
wrong foot here.
Oh, it let me
But
jump.
in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to
Guys, it
tell
let
him
me
what
jump.
to do, Stanley leapt from
Oh,
the
God.
platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I don't think that was what was meant to happen, guys. Alright, well, I guess we're starting over.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
Zoom,
simply
zoom
missed
again.
a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the
happens if I
wrong
do it
foot
again?
here. I'm not your enemy,
What
really,
happens
I'm
if I
not.
do it again?
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact
make it.
but in his eagerness to prove that he is in
didn't make it.
control
I
of the
thought there was a
story
jump.
and
There
no
was
one
no
gets to
jump.
tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I thought maybe it'd let me jump. There was no jump button. So we're
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, we're gonna go on the actual correct door this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You don't trap me. No. Damn it.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Broom closet?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I don't trust that there was nothing here.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I mean, I'm not doing nothing. I'm mildly annoying the storyteller. But alright, let's continue on.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I can't read that, it's too small.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished.
Why that repeat?
His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
It's repeating
For example,
and changing
why couldn't he
slightly.
see his feet when he looked down?
Oh.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
Am I just gonna
He wasn't
eternally
going to lose
walk in a
his job.
circle now?
He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh no.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it
What is
too
happening?
appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head.
Dude, poor
One he
Stanley's
was
fucking
amazed he
tripping,
hadn't
guys.
asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing
That's a
that if
lie.
he's
It
asleep,
is a
he
loop.
doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Why is the time
He
different?
felt the cool
on
weight
each
of the
floor
blanket
of
on
the
his skin,
building?
the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Okay, so did that work? Or am I still in a perpetual loop?
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me
That
I'm real.
escalated so
I must
quickly.
be real. I must
Holy
be.
fuck.
Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. No,
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh, so I'm no longer Stanley?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
So was I on
And
drugs?
although she would soon turn
Did
to
someone
go call
drug
for an
my
ambulance,
coffee?
for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
So I
And in
just
that
run around the
moment,
street
she
and had a
thought to
fucking
herself
heart
how
attack?
lucky
Like,
she
what the
was to
fuck?
be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
She just said, oh fuck, I'm late for work, fuck this guy. Not gonna like call an ambulance or anything, there's just a crazy dude dead right now, just chilling. Okay, so I'm back in the office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
Okay,
could it
so
mean?
Back in
Stanley
this
decided
again.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, we're gonna do the other loop this time, and we're gonna not jump off the platform. Because I know there's no jump button.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
I
well.
want to go to the break room.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work
I'm
of
gonna
art.
immediately cut you off.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright, go to the bad directions. Let's go. I want to finish this loop.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
So I got a $5,000 and another $1,000
Look, Stanley,
bill.
I think perhaps we've
Fine.
gotten off on the wrong
That
foot
sucks.
here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Oh, you're definitely my
I
enemy,
realize that
Mr.
investing
Narrator.
your trust
You
in
won't let me
someone
jump
else can
off
be
things.
difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
I'm gonna do it.
What?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are
No
you
consideration.
that convinced that I want something bad to happen
Yes.
to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show
you
you
don't.
something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
No.
Give me a chance.
No. If you're on my side, you'll let me
Now
open the
listen
damn doors.
carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Nope.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
Nope.
Stanley walked
Blue.
through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating
Hold on.
properly.
Where's the blue door?
Stanley walked
Blue
through
door.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You
No, I
want
want
to
the
know
red door
so
now.
badly what's out there? You want to
Fuck.
find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
I'm speed running, pissing off the narrator. Let's go. Why'd it get quiet?
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
I
Was
got a
it worth
trophy says
ruining
you
the
can't
entire
jump,
story
probably
I'd
because I'm
written out
tapping the X
specifically
button
for
so
you?
rapidly.
Do you not think I put a lot of time
I got another
into that?
trophy to
Because
get
I
your
did.
first
And in
trophy.
the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill
Yes.
trees? Work
No.
with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
I
Tell
want to
you what,
jump.
Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
No, I want you to let me jump.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead,
Fuck your
Stanley.
third option.
Take it for a... Okay, I'm going to stop you there.
Fuck.
Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
You know what? I'm gonna go full
You see, I
overstimulating.
knew I was onto something. Where do these
I'm gonna go
flashes of
full
inspiration come
overstimulating
from?
mode.
How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the
Come on, let
idea
me
came
leave.
from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version.
Oh,
And to
no.
be perfectly candid,
Oh, no. What did I
think
do?
I've knocked it out of the park with this
I
one.
am
Let's
kind of
take a look.
terrified. Worldwide leaderboard. Okay, what we got? Is this real? Is this real? Fuck you. I want this door now.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated
Yes.
to keep walking through doors? Again,
Yes.
honest answers, please. Hey, I
Yes.
nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to
Is
give
it
it some
Doors?
play testing.
Is it Doors
You
the
wouldn't mind
game?
taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game. all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of
I'm
family
not going to
life.
touch the button.
I think
I'm
the
going to be
art
straight up with
world
you.
will really
I'm
take
not touching the
notice.
button.
But of course,
You
the
must
message of the
learn
game only
the
becomes
right
clear
way.
once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So
Pain
why
is the
don't
right
you give it
teacher.
4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
I'm going to watch from here, okay?
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if
Despite
it's the
you.
latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I
It was
can't think of a
purely
single
spite.
thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out.
Purely
I'm
spite.
done. It's over.
Oh,
Thank you for playing.
turn the
Your
lights on. I'm
input was
scared of the
extremely
dark.
valuable. Oh,
Help.
hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone
Help.
else's game? Just to ease the
Please.
pain.
It's
Let's
dark.
see. What do we have here?
I'm scared. Help.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Whoa. Button. What happened? What the fuck?
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's
Okay,
our
so I have
backstory?
actually
What is our
seen
motivation?
Markiplier play this game.
Well, it seems
I believe it's
obvious to
called
me that you are
Firewatch.
meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps for some
Dude, they
sort of
coded
twisted
Firewatch
erotic
into this
purpose.
game, though? What the fuck?
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So
Hey
far,
wifey,
I
if you're
love
watching this,
everything about this game,
is this
Stanley.
accurate?
And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture
Is this all
outward
true?
and see what else is out there.
Yes, let me venture outward, but I'm gonna go this way because it should be a dead end. Yeah, this is quite literally just Firewatch, guys. Yep, propane tanks, that way was the dead end. This
Oh,
kind of
no.
makes me want to buy
No,
Firewatch and play
it can't be.
Firewatch now.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
No.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call.
Fuck. You put a
You really
circle
wandered off
around
into
me.
That thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No
Rude.
right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go
I can
in
see
any...
the outside from here.
Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something
Why you
with
block
walls.
me off, man?
Something
Like I was
with
trying to go
nice,
outside.
big,
Why you gotta put a wall up?
insurmountable walls.
Hey, Raider, you an asshole.
Okay.
We're really just gonna
I
hum in
think
my
this
fucking
will
ear.
be
You're not just
just
gonna let
the
me
thing.
leave. Okay, we're loading again. What? Now we're the... Okay, now we're in
Wonderful.
Rocket League.
See,
What the
this is
fuck?
exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this
now-
is game design.
Now we're playing
Stanley,
Rocket League.
if you manage to get lost
How
in
did you
this
buy
game,
so many
I will be
licenses to all
phenomenally
these games,
impressed.
Mr. Narrator?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see.
I want the
There are
ball to
lots of
spawn
cars
so I
here in
may
the back,
punch
but
it that
obviously
way.
there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
Give me ball.
We shall run the bases and
Give
do
me
a
the ball.
touchdown together.
Oh my god, no,
I
that's
think
the
surely we
contradicting.
must.
You don't
Okay,
know
Stanley,
sports
here's the
narrator.
ball.
Please
Have
stop.
fun.
You're hurting my brain. Ball. You better not block me from scoring. I will be so sad. This is
Are you
definitely
doing
the
it?
most...
Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better
is
than my
very fun,
miserable little
actually.
story that I worked so hard on?
Score.
Stanley, I have
Score.
a thought. And I
Oh,
realize...
hey,
Hold
hey,
on.
give me
What
ball.
are you doing?
Give me ball. Wait. Did I unintentionally piss him off? I unintentionally pissed him off. Oh,
Stanley,
fuck.
don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley.
Oh, I'm still jumping. Oh, everything's dark. Okay, now where the fuck am I? This is all part of his fucking plan, isn't it, guys? Nah, he'd think I'd want to go through that door. He'd think I'd want to go through that door, too. Or would he? Would he expect me to think that I didn't want to go through that door? I'm going through this door. my split decision door. No, he's trying to leave me back to my office. I won't go. Not going back to my office. Fuck, I have no choice. Fine, I'll go back to work. And the moldy ass army fucking barracks I'm walking through right now. What's this? I guess not the way I was supposed to go? Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder
You
if he's
just like
happy with
black
his
screen me,
choice.
bro. What the fuck?
And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and
I
the
don't
fear and the
need you. That's
confusion.
why I jumped
That's
in the
who I
hole.
am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
But can I wait, is the question. I'm very impatient. Alright guys, looks like I've restarted the loop, so I'm going to hope it saves here. We will see. But thank you guys for watching, and I will continue playing this and figuring out what all different endings and secrets there are, along with you guys, because this seems like it's going to be an absolute trip. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Goodbye.